Good evening. Today I'm in Mournoth. Mournoth? I don't know. You read it, you don't know how to say it. Keep, um, which is a big stone building, and I wanted to do a quick spin through the house just to give you some ideas for ways you might decorate a large stone palace. Put on one of my favorite outfits for you. And this is the kitchen. Obviously, those mushrooms not supposed to be in the kitchen. This is supposed to not be the kitchen stove, but sometimes you have to get creative with ESO. I like this rug because, again, it brings in color to a game that doesn't have very much. Ditto for the bag full of green lentils. And some tables, some beets, more red. See, look, you can't even see the fish on the gray stone because it's just ESO. Another thing is you will leave your house and the pumpkin will not be floating. You will come back and the pumpkin will be floating. This is a table full of fruits and veg. And this is just me being a little bit OCD. Oh, look, I arranged the pictures almost by size. And as I've shown before, you can sit in the chair. Ooh. So I like to mix in things as I find them. So I don't usually do themed houses. I don't have a Merkmeyer house. I don't have an Orcish house. I thought that this bench would look nice on this rug in front of this painting, so that's what I did. I don't remember where I got this humongous table, but this house has also got the same problem that I run into a lot, which is that I'm only allowed to have one more item in it, and you'll see why that's a problem. I like this banner. Where did I get that banner? Well, House of Telvanni. So I bought it from probably from an achievement vendor. Some of these things I made, others I bought. Please comment if you'd like me to say more about where I get the items. A lot of them I just like to go through the guild stores when I log on and see what I can find. So, oh, I haven't seen that before. Let's buy that. Sometimes you just have to deal with clipping paths. Like, I don't really want the rugs to come into the carpet. It doesn't look right, but I'd rather have that than not have a rug. Oh, I put a dog in here. He doesn't interact. Can't do anything with him. I can't. Oh, he scratches. Great. I can, like, say, oh, dog goes on the couch. Nope, dog doesn't go on the couch. Just put the dog on the floor. There's one of those storage chests I talked about in another video. A large bed and another dog. And because, as always, plants like my person, plants. This is one of the more favorite things I've purchased, and that is bath. I guess I could get in the bath. I could try and get in the bath. Nope, can't get in the bath. But there is a steaming bath for someone who wants it. And now we're going to go out into the courtyard, and we're going to see why I don't have any objects left. This is why I don't have any objects left, because I had a room back here, and I ran out of objects. I had some stuff up there, I ran out of objects. I enjoy taking things like stone walls, ballroom floor, pieces of limestone and rocks, and building walls and extra buildings and adding on to the things that come with a house. So first of all, we're going to go down this stone walkway. Limestone stairs you can buy from a vendor in Alinor. You don't have to buy them on the auction houses. You get a much better price from the furniture vendor in Alinor. So I set up a big staircase here, and in theory, you can watch this wrestling pit here I set up. I don't know, gladiator kind of thing. I set up a tent here. These tents, I'm not going to pick it up because they are extremely fidgety to talk with, to touch, and dealing with them. Yes, they bring a burst of color. Yes, it's a look, it's raining. No, it's not raining on her now because she's under a roof. Great, but they are really difficult to deal with. See, that's supposed to tell you, don't go beyond here. This gray stone and the wood was all there. I added the border and the plant, and if you look here, you can see that here's a room behind here. These are all wall bricks I've added, and that's a ballroom floor. Ballroom floor makes a great ceiling. And here's some more Eleanor walls and even an archway. I did have to build stairs up there so I could stand up there and get up there and fill in that little gap because it looked really, really bad. I mean, it doesn't look fantastic now, but it looked really, really bad. So, once again, some of the monster blocks from the dungeons and seating, the free statues that you get for being an ESO member. And this is all stone wall back here that came with this house. It's the limit of the house, the stone wall behind it. This ground was all basically sort of patio for the house. And this is the external wall of the house. But the roof is a piece of ballroom. The back wall is a piece of Eleanor wall I've added in. And there were a couple of, let's see if I can find them. There were a couple of places where this was gaping, and I added in some big rocks behind there. And this is actually a Merkmeyer wall, this one with the funny pointy corner. So I basically made a building where there was none. And then more bricks I stacked, and a floating bed. Floating bed's kind of fun if you can jump on the floating bed. The floating bed, you don't stay in the floating bed. The floating bed floats up and swells your feet and then goes down. So I really like the idea of basically building something from scratch. I found along the way some of the bugs. One, the builder is extremely fidgety in doing this kind of thing where you make the bricks all go in the right place. It's really difficult, and it uses a lot of objects. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just to do that little bit is 7 objects, whereas this whole wall section is 1 object. So when possible, you want to get a big old piece of wall and plop it down, or a big old ballroom. You'll see me use these as roofs, floors, walls. The bigger the piece, the more objects you save, which helps when you run out of objects in your house. So then I was like, what else can I do with this house? So I had this little area where the building came out and I didn't have enough to go over there, so I made a little porchy kind of place. And then I originally had stuck a goat over here on its own. Hello, Mr. Goat. On a stick. And then I decided to make this into a little bit of Khajiit housing. Again, really fidgety to get those in because you can't actually go into the Khajiit housing. You can only look at it and go, oh wow, yeah, I did that. Then if we go down the stairs, these stairs were original with the house. There is my favorite smuggler, hiding over here. And this ginkgo tree I added. I like the ginkgo tree. You can buy it from a vendor. It's fairly expensive. I like it because one of the ginkgo trees sheds flowers, which is just kind of a cool effect. So then over here, I added what I think of as the guest room. So it's, like I said, I like to have a story. So the wall, again, was original. This cavey kind of thing was original to the house. This is the outside wall of the house. Those were both there. And then I added this curving Merkmeyer fence as an external wall, and I believe that is not a ballroom floor. That looks like a big piece of limestone. And the red guard chairs, because any kind of color helps. That thing is sitting in the corner because I never know what to do with it. I like the bear rug. It's a nice touch. At the time I bought this, those were really the only curtains you could get. I might replace those now that you can get curtains that aren't so thread-worn. And then these stairs came with the house. Let me go over here. I added, I believe, those flowers because I wanted sort of a look. And I added this front wall to give it a more polished and built-in effect. There's some more of those stairs, and then there's a little bit of a room here. I've not really decided what this room is, what its purpose is, and I think that's reflected in the fact that it doesn't feel quite right to me because I don't know why this room exists. But I found this Daedric gate, and I knew exactly where I wanted to put it, which was in the front of this room. The ceiling is, again, pieces of limestone. Don't know what you're supposed to do with the pieces of limestone, but I like to make ceilings at home. And whoop, this is my wrestling area, dancing zone. I don't know what it is, some kind of stage. And that's it for this house. I just wanted to talk a little bit about using eclectic design. You know, there's no theme except that I try and find color when I can and put it in, and that I really like building walls. And the best thing to build walls are to find prefab walls. They sell them in Eleanor from the vendors. They sell these stairs. They sell these bricks. And to pair those with limestone pieces, if you take the limestone pieces, which are usually bumpy on one side, and you just rotate them around, the bottom is always flat. So you can stick them on stuff and get a flat surface. So this floor in this room, you can see right there, is flat, but the underfloor is not. But you can't see that. It's all because I flipped it up and upside down. That is the underside of my bridge, and you can see how it's a bridge, but also there's limestone pieces to sort of make stretches in between. Usually the first thing I do when I get a house is I go in and scrape it. I pick everything up that's there. So most of these trees would have been trees I added. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Like and comment, and hope to see you soon.